Hey book buddies, Katy here, and today I'm reviewing Orange by Ichigo Takano. Orange is a manga about a girl named Naho, and she is starting her second year in high school, I believe, and on the first day she starts to receive letters from herself 10 years in the future. And these letters are warning her about a tragic thing that's going to occur involving one of her friends, and the letters are trying to help her prevent this thing from happening. One thing that's really nice about this manga is that it's very short. There are only 2 collections, and this first collection has 3 volumes and the second collection has 2, and so that's really nice because some manga series can go for like hundreds of volumes, and that's a pretty big commitment to put yourself into. And so this manga is just really nice because you only have to buy 2 books. Also, the art is really beautiful. The beginning has these nice little watercolor pages. Art inside the manga itself is also just very pretty. I love this manga most of all for the friendships in it. There's a little bit of romance, but that's not really the focus. The focus of the manga is friendship and the strong bonds between this group of 6 different friends, and the way they all support each other and care for each other is just really wholesome, and it gives you these nice warm tingly feelings inside. The other cool thing about this manga is the way that it deals with time travel. It's really nice because it's clear when it's describing what kind of time travel they're discussing. Because, you know, in some media, their time travel laws are just assuming that time is a straight line, like Back to the Future. You know, if you go back in the past, you can change things in your timeline. But then there's the multiverse theory, or the parallel universe theory, which would mean that if you went back and you changed something, it would create an entirely different universe parallel to the one that you are in. And so this manga makes sure to tell you that it's using the parallel universe theory. I also appreciate that they're using the parallel universe theory in this one because one of the, not really problems, but one of the things that sort of bothered me is that you get to see all of these characters in the future in little flash forwards, I guess, and how they are dealing with this tragic thing that's occurred and what their lives look like now. And some elements of their lives are really good. Obviously, they're still coping with this tragic thing, but they have moved past it to some degree, and they have their own lives now. And so the fact that they're using parallel universe theory makes it a bit more acceptable that they're not as worried about changing some of those good things, because I guess their logic is that they won't change anything in their universe. They'll keep going the way that they are, and they'll still have these good things that they have, and they will just be creating a universe where this thing doesn't happen. But this manga is so emotional and so good, and I just cried so many times, and it's one that I would definitely recommend to anybody who likes manga or anybody who's looking to start reading manga. I do want to say though that this series does have some triggers in it. I want to talk a little bit about those, but to do that I have to include some very minor spoilers, and I say that they're minor spoilers because they're spoilers, but they are things that occur really early on in the manga, and it's kind of the entire point of the series. It's not a major plot twist, it's something that you know throughout most of the manga, but it's something that I want to talk about because I feel that part of the responsibility of running a YouTube channel is to warn your viewers when you feel like there's something that could hurt them in some form or fashion. So if you don't want any spoilers whatsoever, you might want to go ahead and click out of this video now. But if you are worried about some potential triggers, particularly if you struggle with depression or anxiety or things of that nature, you might just want to stick around, and I'll warn you of a couple things just really quickly. So this manga deals a lot with depression and suicide, because the tragedy that occurs is one of Naho's friends decides to take their own life. And so the letters that she starts to receive from herself in the future are just saying, hey, I wasn't there for him the first time around. I never asked him what was wrong. I never even noticed that he was feeling this way, so I want you to be there for him when he needs you. And so I know that that topic can be really harmful for some readers, and so I just wanted to let you know, but I will say that I do think it's handled responsibly, and it doesn't oversimplify the issue. It doesn't presume that if you just tell someone to be happy that they suddenly will be. I do feel like this manga approaches this issue in a way that is very responsible. But I will say, if that is something that you're worried could upset you while you're reading this manga, they're in the second volume. So each of the little sections are divided by these pages that look like this. And somewhere on these pages it will tell you the letter, and that's basically the chapters. And so letter number 19 is the one that I think has the most potential to really upset somebody who's reading it. If you're worried about that sort of thing, I would just recommend completely skipping over letter 19. That's in the second volume, and you wouldn't miss anything that's important to the story because you already know all of the things that happen in it. Letter 19 is just showing you what originally happened and what would have happened had Naho not decided to send herself these letters from the future. So it kind of shows the progression of these really hopeless thoughts, and so they're all things that you already know have occurred because you've already heard about them in the letters. The only difference is that you now see them from the victim's perspective, and so it's not something that's really necessary to the story. I feel that it could potentially be really upsetting to some readers. So if that's something that you are concerned about, when you see that page that says letter 19, just skip right on ahead to letter 20 and you should be good. But overall, this is actually a very, very wholesome, heartwarming series. The underlying theme is really just, here is how to be there for your friends. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button or subscribe to my channel. I will see you all again very, very soon with a new video, but until then, happy reading. Bye!